What's up, y'all?
We're back with something brand new because we are
Led to you.
And this is the last episode of our series. And you think we're peculiar?
Where we let you know it's okay not to be normal.
And so we had to end it off with a bang.
With a banger. Okay.
So we're bringing back your guys' favorites, a reoccurring guest on our channel.
At this point, they're like led to you too, but they're not.
What?
Yeah,
anyway,
you saw where I was going with there, but no, okay.
Our mom and dad, that was a bad intro.
Yeah.
Our mom and dad.
Yeah. Yes. Led to you. Okay. How you doing?
We're doing good. Yeah. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Great. Thanks.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for having us on you guys' platform. We appreciate you guys so much. Love you guys.
Love you too. It's a little weird being this formal.
We love what you do.
That's right. We love what you do.
Thank you.
Which is being led to you.
Before we get started, let's talk about what was the video we posted last time?
The award show.
Led to You award show.
Yeah.
I won.
Okay.
Babe.
No. See, this is the opportune time. I knew there was going to be a moment where I could explain. So, For those of you who don't know, I know it was said that my husband won. At that moment, he had won, but people came after. See, you think that your time is up, and God always comes in and says, I don't do it on your time, but I do it on my time. People came in after and voted for me, and I won. I am the funniest guest. I just want everybody to know that.
You know, the funny thing is that, and I appreciate you guys for the honor of being the most funniest parent in America. Mm-hmm. I think that people don't understand is that when voting is closed, it's closed.
It wasn't closed.
No,
it wasn't closed. How was it closed if you still
the video was over?
Yeah, we said they had 10 minutes.
But the poll was still up.
You see, the thing about
it. You said to leave it up.
We don't make the rules. God makes the rules. So it doesn't even matter what we're talking about right now.
You see, the thing about it with your mom is this. It makes it very difficult because she comes as mom and then she acts as Monica. So you're scared of what to say, aren't you? I know. I've done it before. Because if you go too far, she's going to rebuke you. I already know. So the truth is, let me handle this. I won. Unfortunately, my baby is she was not a good sport, but I'm going to take care of that. I will get her something, and she will know that she is loved by me and others. But unfortunately, this one you lost. It's over.
I know. It doesn't even matter. I don't need man to validate me.
I'm so sorry that we're doing this on you guys' platform. I do apologize.
It's fine. We just needed to clear the air. Yeah. Because Mom has been holding on to this for a while.
But that's okay. As long as those that can recognize truth know what the truth is.
Is this episode dealing with grudges? Maybe, possibly?
I don't know. But we know you guys are here for an interview to wrap up our series. But before we get into the interview, we have been doing this challenge with all of the people we've been interviewing. So basically, we're going to give you the word peculiar. Okay. And you're going to have to describe it using 3 words, but you can't say a name or someone you know. It has to be 3 descriptive words.
And try to be as creative as possible.
Because the winner at the end will get a gift card. Our viewers will vote. So my mom...
because our mom, she's kind of like she knows... She's
our manager. Yeah, she knew this was happening. So we're not letting her pick the 3 words. We're letting our dad. So my dad is gonna come up with 3 descriptive words.
He's the person for the
team. You can take your time to think. We're editing this out, so you got it. You're ready now?
Oh, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. Well, he took no time. Let's get into it.
So immediately what jumps out to my head as peculiar is priceless. Out the box. And the last one, priceless, out of the box. And
wait, God. Out of the box is more than one word.
It can't out the box?
No, that's 2.
No. Okay. Out of the box different. I guess that's
no. I think
no, mommy.
No, you're saying it only has to be one word.
Yeah, one word. Out of the box is a phrase.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Because he said different. He said no.
No.
Okay, so what was my first?
Different?
Yeah, I did say different. It's not a
priceless.
Big priceless. Valuable. Same as priceless, but I'm gonna make it look like it's not. And then King's Kids.
That's
doggone it. Okay, hyphenated. Put a little dash in it. It's the same. Okay. Really?
We're not doing hyphens or dashes.
Well, I hope you guys are editing this because this is now. I thought I had my 3 words. All right. So priceless. What did I say before?
No, babe, this is you.
Different. I did say priceless before. I did say priceless, right?
Yeah, you said priceless, valuable.
And you can't say out the box. What's another word for out the box? Different. That's all I can say is different. That's all I got.
All right. Since this is the last interview, we're just going to say we've heard different every single episode. When we asked for creative, I think it was the pressure.
Yeah, it was the pressure.
Okay, here we go.
No, it's too late. It's already,
we're just giving the disclaimer. Yeah. Now everyone has seen all of these interviews, so we've all heard different.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I conclude I agree with them.
Okay, so we'll have to see at the end who wins. But let's go ahead and hop into the interview. So the first question we have is just a simple question, but it can not be simple, I guess. Anyways, tell us what makes you peculiar.
So what makes us peculiar as individuals or like as a couple?
You can do it all in one.
No, please.
I will talk about, I think, what makes us peculiar as a couple, since we're here as a couple. Long story short, if you guys are aware, those that are watching anything about us, we have a platform called Much to Say. And what makes us peculiar in regards to that is that we've gone through as a marriage. We've been together for how long altogether?
About 26 years.
We got together when we were like 15, 16 years old. And we got married pretty young, which is not peculiar. People get married young all the time. But we got married and went through a lot of things in our marriage that a lot of people would have quit and got divorced over. People told us to quit and get divorced. If you would have asked me before we got married, what are some of the things you would get divorced for? Some of the things that we went through, I said I would get divorced for that, right? But then I found myself in our marriage fighting for those things so that we can stay together. And so I think that in a world we're living in today where so many people have quit and have given up, and people told us that we should and all of that good stuff, and for us to be able to stay together and fight through it, I think that makes us peculiar. I do.
I agree. No, I think, because again, we're going against the grain of what the majority have said and have advised, but we went against the grain. We were out of the box, and now using that to inspire, encourage others before they even get to those certain dead end spots that we hit, to hopefully give them some type of advice, some wisdom tips to be able to hopefully help them navigate through their current circumstances, because we believe in family. We believe in marriage, and we believe in the strength of what a marriage could actually do for not only a family, but a community. And so, again, I think it's easier to say we quit, we're done, we're over. But I think it takes a special person, out of the box thinker, a person that's not willing to lay down and quit, say, let's fight for this if they can. And if the other party is willing to do it as well. So, yeah, absolutely.
I think, can I say one more thing? Or you guys? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I was going to say, and when I was saying, that makes us peculiar, what immediately came to my mind is that some people would probably say that makes you stupid. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're stupid for doing that. Peculiar is probably not the word that people wanted to use at that time when we made that decision. And when you kind of look at it, I guess, depending on what perspective I would like to take, I can understand where they're coming from. But the key of what makes it different for me, of what distinguishes between it being a stupid decision from it being something that peculiar people do, is because of the reasons behind it, of why we chose to defeat the odds and to go against the grain and do something different. And I'll just say, like, the reasons for me was that I wanted to defeat and overcome some of the cycles that were in my family, you know what I mean, of people getting married and getting divorced and getting married and getting divorced. I wanted to break that cycle. I wanted my children, yourselves, I wanted you guys to have what I didn't have. And that was a father in the home. And I didn't want you guys just to have a father and a mother, but I wanted us to be healthy. So it wasn't that we just made a decision to do what people do, which is get divorced. Like, we made the decision just to stay together. No, it was our decision to not just stay together, because here's the thing. We realized that there are people that stay together. So that wasn't even what was really peculiar. What was peculiar is that we fought to get healthy, to stay together and get healthy. And for me, where I can rest and be like, I'm peculiar and I feel good about myself, is because of the reasons of why we decided to do that.
That's good. That's good. So with that, and with the reason of what makes yourselves as a couple peculiar, what are some of the challenges you face with making that decision of going against the norm back then and currently as you continue to go against the norm?
Well, great question. Great question. One of the challenges that we have is anytime you are moving forward, your past is always a reminder, right? Yeah. And so there's sometimes you have to relive things. It could be on a simple decision. It can be on a place where you go. It could be on a thing you purchase, and or a challenge that you have, right? Because new territory, if you have old mindset, it can immediately put you back in the past. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So we can have a conversation today, and if we don't be careful, if we're not in a good space, it could trigger something that happened back then. That's why getting healthy is so important, because it could be something really simplistic now, but back then it was complicated because it was attached to where you're going, why you're going, who you're on the phone with, all of these unhealthy things. So it's understanding that sometimes you still have to deal with your past, but not allow it to control you. So it does have its challenges, or even our children, to see you guys and to hear you tell the stories, or to hear her even talk about it, right? Where some people be like, why? Don't talk about that. Leave it alone. If we stop talking about it, it goes away. That's not the truth. It's just the fact of why we're talking about it is to show the power that we have now over it. And we thank God for it, right? But it's what God has brought us out of that we testify about it. So we use these platforms to encourage someone else. So I would say the greatest challenge, I know for me personally, is the past, always being reminded and not allowing condemnation to eat me up, but to remind myself that I've been forgiven. My family is standing behind me. I've forgiven my wife. I'm standing with her, and we're going to move forward and not allow our past to try to snatch us back.
I would say that, can I say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would say that a really big challenge, in addition to always being reminded, because I think why a lot of people quit and don't put in the work is that it's just that, it's work. You know what I mean? Once you make the decision, it doesn't just like, oh, that was the hardest thing. Us making the decision to stay together, I think that was easy. It's all the work that comes after it. Mm-hmm. And so, like he said, being reminded, yep, that's difficult, because you think that if you just got rid of it, out of sight, out of mind. But also the work of having to work through everything while you two are watching is like another challenge. So we're working through stuff, and I feel like sometimes where I just want to be like, man, forget this and forget you, and that's why I should have whatever. I got two people.
Hold up.
Not now.
Okay, well, let's make sure we clear.
But no, but even sometimes, but some of the things that we have to work through, honestly, right, it doesn't ever end. Something I may not be working on the same things that we were working on 5 years ago, but there's things that we're going to always be working through, and to not have the ability just to act any old kind of way that, there are people we're responsible for. And so looking at you guys and having you guys watch us work through things, it just makes you have to be on the straight and narrow if you want to be pleasing to God. And if I really want to be an example where you guys will grow up and respect me and respect us, we have to do things the right way. And I'm just going to be honest. You don't always want to do things the right way.
No.
You just don't. Right. As people, when you're in your emotions and you're feeling some type of way, you don't want to. But like I said, if we want to break cycles, if we want to do something different, if we want to be peculiar, we got to do things that we don't oftentimes want to do, which is do things the right way. So for me, that's a challenge.
Awesome.
This is good. Yeah. There's not even a point to segue. No. So the next question, the last one that we have is, was being peculiar a choice for you, or do you feel it's something you were born with?
Man. I would say for me, I've always, and I know we were talking about being peculiar as a couple, but I've always felt like I've been a little different. I've wanted to do things that were a little bit different. I've thought a little bit different. And I don't know if it's different, but I don't know. When I was younger, I went to church and I just really believed whatever. Hello?
Hey, yeah, restart technical difficulty. Keep going.
I've always felt like I was different growing up. I went to church when I was younger, and I just always felt like and believe like what the people said at church. So I just always tried to live my life. Now, not to say I did, but I really just had a strong love for God and what the Bible said. And so a lot of times growing up, I just always felt like I was different, not perfect, just different. So it was always important for me. And this was even at a young age to even desire to like, my biggest desire was to have a husband, have children, be able to take care of my children. I wanted to teach them. I wanted to stay home and all like stuff that people are like you had no ambition, you had no drive. And I was like, no, I just wanted to be like a Proverbs 31 woman, right? You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be a good mother. I wanted to be a woman that God was looking for. I wanted to be used by him. I wanted to have a ministry. I wanted to, this, that, or the other. And so my life has always been about that. So when we got to the point of where we were struggling in our marriage, I sincerely wanted to be a good marriage. I wanted to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like, yes, it was a choice I made that, no, I'm not going to give up. But it came from how I believe God wired me from my very birth, that to do things that even if it was hard, even if it was different, even if it went against the grain, even if people wouldn't stand with you, do what I wanted you to do, always what I wanted you to be, what I wanted you to have, like move in that. And so when I made the decision I was going to fight for my marriage, I felt like that was what God wanted me to do. So I guess the answer is yes. I feel like it was a choice that I made, but that choice came from how I was wired, how God wired me.
That's powerful. Can I address the question?
Yes.
Absolutely. So this is what I just want to say. How many Ramones are there out there in this world?
Rose.
Romone, Ramon. There's plenty, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's I know a lot of Hispanics that are Ramons, a lot of Ramones that are African American blacks that are Ramones. My point is this, but there's really only one me. You know what I'm saying? That makes me peculiar. Period. I'm different. Now, a lot of times in life, we want to try to be somebody else. I knew growing up playing basketball, I wanted to be like Michael Jordan. I soon came to the realization I can't jump like him. When I try to dunk, I realized my lean in, and when I actually bit my tongue one time trying to stick my tongue out, I realized I don't want to be this guy. Okay, I'm good. I bit my tongue and I can't jump. I already got 2 marks against me.
When did you come to that realization?
Last week. But this is one thing that I realized about me is that there is no other Ramon Lamar Jones, me. And that makes me special. That makes me priceless. Does that make sense? And so I believe I was born that way. because there is no, there is no carbon copy. There's no exact. Now we may all have kidneys and lungs and stuff, but there's no other Monique. There's no other Malachi. You over there. I don't care even if you're a twin. You're still not the exact same person, and that makes, I believe, everyone peculiar. But I believe it's what people begin to do with their being peculiar, where they feel like I'm not smart enough, not fine enough. Everybody seems to like that person. So they start now trying to be that person, which they lose their identity. Oh, that would have been one word I would have put in there.
So you feel like you were born peculiar?
I was born peculiar, and now I choose to accept my peculiarity.
You choose to stay peculiar.
That was deep. I just shouted. I shouted with my shoulders. All right, that was silly. But my point is this. I was born that way, but I also choose to stay and accept it and not fall into the trap of by you being different. That is, everybody is different. So what is your definition of that you don't belong? What is that? To me, what's weird is, why are you acting like me? That's weird.
What I was just going to say that.
Why are you trying to copy me? Like, be yourself. That's weird to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know who you are. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be another Steve Jobs. I don't need to be another so-and-so that has done this. Man, be you. Be great. Being you. That's what I believe.
That's what I was
That's what I stand. No, don't try to get on mine now. No, don't try to get on mine now, sister.
No,
I know you looking fine because this hairdo is. She looking juicy.
No, I was just gonna say, like what he said. We're all peculiar.
Yes.
But it makes you strange when you start trying to be like someone else.
Yeah.
It makes you very strange. So it's better that you just accept, like you said, being peculiar. No, that's helpful. I thought that's helpful to me, because sometimes you're like, oh, maybe I'll start to be like this person, or if I do it like this person. But have you ever met someone that started to not act like them and they're just weird? They're just strange. It's because they're not accepting who you are. So that's good. So the best thing we could do is be us.
That's the best thing you do. Matter of fact, let's be honest with you. That's what happens in a lot of marriages. That's what happens with a lot of kids. You guys this age, they don't know who they are. So guess what? They try to identify with somebody else. And then what happens is, when they finally become themselves, then people are messed up because we have introduced them to somebody that wasn't us a long time ago. So the best thing that an individual, and this is where God comes in. He delivers us from being hypocrites. And a hypocrite is a person that plays the role of another. Yeah. He delivers us so we can be us. And whom the Son sets free is free indeed. The best thing that God did was he freed me to be Ramon. That means if you love me, to God be the glory. If you don't love me, I'm good, because it's too late. I now know who I am in him. That becomes a dangerous individual, is a person that knows who they are.
That's good.
Good.
Thank you.
That was our last one. Before, I know we're kind of bad interviewers, but it's really because we are.
Oh, you guys are doing great. You're doing great.
No, we're just watching you guys.
We are like the viewers. We're directing the conversation.
Here. I'm just like, I agree.
But we're really just taking it all in and enjoying the conversation that we're having with these different people. So, excuse us if we're just staring and nodding. But that was it for the questions that we have prepared. Now we're going to jump into
the viewer
questions. We can go ahead and get into that. But the first question, you said what?
I said viewer questions. Should we be nervous?
No.
Okay.
No. So there's one that I did not put on there because I thought we were going to talk about it, but then I told Mom not to talk about it. So now we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
So the first question is, what happened in your relationship?
What do you mean what happened?
What happened to make you want to get a divorce?
What was the plot twist? Yeah.
What made us to get better, or what happened that made us?
What happened? What was the reason?
See, this is what I'm talking about. The past, you're always trying to move forward. My goodness gracious. Go ahead, please.
We need the context.
So we got together. I'll make it very short. We got together very young, and we got together very unhealthy. So we were like two broken people trying to save each other. We was each other's parents. We was each other's lovers. We was each other's friends, and we were just unhealthy. So we connected because we shared the same pain. So we got together, connected, because we shared the same pain. When we got married, yes, we had given our lives to Christ, but we didn't work through a lot of that pain. And a lot of people feel like when they get married, that fixes your pain, that heals you, and it doesn't. It just brings to the surface what was already there. So when we got married, we experienced a lot of the things that were struggling through our marriage. So that there was infidelity, there was abuse, and this is on both parts. It wasn't on just one person. It was on both parts at different times of the marriage. It was just all bad. Everything that a marriage was not supposed to be, that's what it was for us. And we kept going to church. We kept playing the part. We had kids, thinking that was going to make it better. And it just got to a place to where we couldn't fake the funk anymore. God was like, you can't keep sweeping this under the rug. We got to do something. And it all came to a head in one season of our life where we had to get to the place of either we're going to let this whole thing go, or if we're going to do this, we got to do this right. There was people watching. We were responsible for a lot of different things, and we just could not continue in the same manner. And so that was what had happened up until the point of where we decided to make the decision that we wanted to fight for us first individually. And that's what it was. This wasn't about fighting for my kids. That wasn't the first thought. It was like, I'm still that 16-year-old, 15-year-old, 14-year-old little girl that was broken. I got to make sure she's okay. And then he made the decision to get healing in his life from his childhood stuff. And then once we did that, coming together, like a lot of the stuff in the marriage instantly got fixed because we were now healthy. And now because we're healthy, our marriage is doing better. And yes, there was things that we had to work on, but we're working on marriage. Our children are now in a position to be healthy. So that was the chain of events, not in any particular order, but all of that stuff was a part of our youth, our dating, our courting, our engagement, and our marriage to get us to the place of that we just needed to make some different decisions. Does that answer the question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
And if you want all the juicy details, make sure you go get their book.
They share all their information.
Well, I want to make sure to the viewers that are watching, we are very transparent and authentic.
Kids, get your parents' permission
with our information. So we don't want nobody going on there and not being shocked. You may be shocked and like, ooh, what?
I was shocked.
Yeah, I was shocked. Even if you go to their website, you have, because they're very transparent. They are very honest and they don't hold anything back. So yes, but it's good, all good and great information. So thank you for sharing that. We have another question. What is it? 4 more questions. Here's another question. What were some of your non-negotiables before you started dating each other?
I don't even remember, Malachi. To whoever the viewer was, listen, I want to say this. We were so young. We didn't have no non-negotiables.
I did.
I told you had no non-negotiables.
I did. No, I'm trying to tell you. I did.
My thing was we're getting married, and I really wasn't thinking like that. I was 21 when I got married. As far as I thought we were just in it together. We're going to, the ride and die type of mentality. I was going to do everything I could to financially do well for my family. That was just my mindset, and really live for God was where I thought we were at that moment. And so I didn't really, what I know now, I didn't know then. So I didn't come in there with really a clear game plan, more than it was for us just to clear the slate and to try to start fresh. That was the hope. So that was my non-negotiable. I mean, I didn't answer the question because I didn't have. But you had one. Okay.
I did, but let me explain. So there was some women that I had befriended that was at the same church, and we would talk about different things about in a relationship, what you would tolerate, what you would not tolerate. To me, those are all non-negotiables, right? So one of the things that I would say is like, I'm not going to have no one mistreat me. I'm not going to have no one cheating on me. Like that's what I'm not going to do. Now, we weren't saying it like that then, but that whatever the terminology back then was, it was like saying like, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to stand for that. And it's amazing that we can say all day. And this is why we teach people, stop just saying, first off, what you're not going to do. And then stop saying it's a non-negotiable, because just because you say it and you write it down doesn't mean that you'll never have to face it. And the very things that I said I wasn't going to tolerate, that was a non-negotiable, was the very thing that I put myself in that situation to be a part of. Because what I was saying wasn't greater than my brokenness. My brokenness was greater than what was coming out of my mouth. So I was talking a really good game and saying that there was these non-negotiables, but in my spirit and in my heart, because I wasn't healed, the very same thing that I said that I wouldn't tolerate was the very thing that I did. And so, yes, I did have non-negotiables, but what I'm saying is that I wasn't in a place to fully honor them and to put myself in a place of where I could say, hey, let me really look at some things. What do I want in a relationship? What do I not want? Like, I wasn't in that place. I was young, broken, and naive.
That was good. That was good.
Oh, thank you. Here's our next question. What would you now tell someone what not to settle for when looking for a soulmate?
Whoa, that's deep. Y'all asking some great questions. Great questions. You want to jump on that, or you want me to jump on it?
You can do one. I'll do one. We can go like that.
Okay. All right. So what would I tell someone not to settle for?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, if you settle, and I think you're already in a bad place, so I guess that would be my first thing. Don't settle at all. I think that I think age has a lot to do with it, because sometimes people get their expectations. You're 21, and I mean, what do you think the other 21 is supposed to have at 21? You know what I mean? So the expectations is very important. Realistic expectations is one we got to be careful of. But don't settle for verbal abuse going in, because sometimes these are things that I would say that's going into a relationship. If they're already verbally abusive, they're probably telling you something. If they're already physically abusive, they're probably already telling you something. Don't settle for just anybody. Your belief system is very important. For me to settle for someone that believes in something totally different than my faith would be, from all the stuff we've been through, it took our faith in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to come to our rescue. To have somebody that believes in something totally different, that worships like 20 different gods, we probably would have been having a difficult challenge. And some people will settle because it's just somebody that's paying me attention. Just because somebody pays you attention, don't settle for that. Anybody can pay attention. Matter of fact, you could pay people and they'll listen to all your problems. They'll pay you plenty of attention as you keep paying them another $75 the next hour. So I would say this is be careful of those things that, that are obvious red flags. A lot of people go into relationships as Monica just said earlier, is that, thinking marriage will fix it. That's settling. Okay. Because you're going in on the assumption that you think this will fix it. Marriage does not fix, okay, a verbal abusive, a physically abusive, an anger management, whatever you want. Marriage does not fix it. Actually, what it will do is expose it. So that's the danger of marriage, is that it's beautiful in itself because God has created it, but it will manifest and it will expose what you personally deal with, whether that's trust, insecurities. It will expose a lot of these things. So these things is why she was saying work on that stuff before most of those things you can get under control before you enter into something as sacred as a marriage. We're for marriage, but some of these things you need to make sure you get a grip on before you go into. If you got anger problem, you need to get a grip on that and get some self-control before you invite somebody else and have kids when your anger is out of control. That's not good. Or when you're verbally abusive, because it's not going to stop with the woman. It's going to most likely carry on to the kids. So these are things that I would say don't settle on, just straight off the top.
That's good. What was the question again?
Oh, man.
No,
I made you forget the question.
The question was, what would you now tell someone not to settle for when looking for a soulmate?
I would say not to settle for someone that loves you so, like, okay, I'm not phrasing right. But the point is that you want someone that truly loves God, like truly, like all of the 66 books of the Bible loves God. Like not just one piece of it loves him, like, you know what I'm saying, that has like a Jesus cross. And they say, you want someone that truly loves God in all of his attributes, in all that he is, more than they love you. Because if they can love God the right way, the way that God is asking us to love him, man, there is no telling how, well, there is telling. Listen, you're going to be treated like royalty. You see what I'm saying? And so I would say don't settle for someone that has a wishy-washy relationship with Christ, because they're going to be wishy-washy with you. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that I would say. And that's why it's so essential for marriage. I think that like you got to be a believer. Like, honestly, you guys got to be believers in order to really fully embrace what marriage is supposed to be. So I would say that don't settle for someone that has a rocky relationship with Christ. Boom. There you go. Mm-hmm. Don't think that marriage is going to make him or her more on fire for Christ. Lie. Okay. No, it's not. Boom. All right. So it's someone who was loving Christ. Okay. Before you, or maybe y'all found Christ together, but they're willing to set you aside if they had to, because they want to follow God. Like, you want someone like that.
That's right.
You want someone like that.
You need. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The second thing, and I'm only going to say this because I don't believe in checklists, because I believe God will touch your heart and touch your mind and make you attracted to whom he would have you be attracted to, because that person should be mirroring him. And so if you're attracted to God, I believe God will put people in your view that you would be attracted to. So it'd be like, I want him tall, dark, and handsome, this, that, or the other. Listen, God knows how to make your eyes twinkle over the most ugly of them. Okay. Hey, so,
oh gosh.
No, not you. Remember, I said
we said tall, dark, and handsome. Then the ugliest of them. I mean, that was just like.
No, but see, tall, dark, and handsome is what I would put on a checklist. That's what I got.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, continue on. Sorry, I was distracted.
This is what I would honestly say next to that, and I know this may be a little unorthodox. Do not settle for someone who won't let you be you. What I mean by that is that one of the things that I felt like we had to work on in our marriage, because I was so used to being there for him, and I was so trying to please him because I wasn't whole in myself. I knew I could be there for him. I knew I could offer him help, but I didn't feel like I could just be like, I'm not having a good day, or no, I don't want to do that. Or no, I don't like that. Or I'm mad, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't want to be bothered. Like, I didn't feel the freedom to be who I am. And when you can't be who you are, even on a bad day, that's a form of, in my opinion, abuse, whether it's internal because I'm choosing that, or someone is making you feel like you can't have a voice.
Right.
And so I say to people that are thinking about getting married or getting into a relationship, now that doesn't mean you be acting all crazy and that's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying there's a piece of me that every day doesn't feel the best. Like, maybe I don't want to do that. And don't hold me to that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm human just like the next person. And so I would say allow someone to be able to treat you and to be able to appreciate and love you even on your bad day. Can you still love me when I'm having a bad day? Can you still honor me? Can you still treat me with respect and do for me when I'm having a bad day?
That's good. Boom.
All right. That's our word for the day. All right. So here's our last question. This is my favorite one. What? I can't even.
You can't read your own handwriting?
No.
That's all right, son.
That's where you got it from.
That's all right, son.
Now we know where you got it from.
This is what it is. This is our other interview.
Can't even see
I can't even read my own
It's
stuff.
called shorthand,
It's
son.
called
Okay,
you
I got
are
it.
your
I got it now.
mother's
I got it now.
child. You are your mother's child.
Yeah, I am. Love you, mamas. All right. So here's the question. When it comes to your kids, us, Monique and Malachi, what will you look out for in their relationship to prevent in their future relationships?
Well, I can tell you right now, when this comes to my princess, I don't got to worry because around 40, then we'll be talking about that. Okay. When she's 40. Okay. But when we get around where she's 40 and she's ready, I want to make sure, one, that he loves God. I want to look at if his mother's in his life, how is he treating his mother? I want to look at his work ethics, because a man that don't work should not eat. And so if the brother's not able to have something stable or be committed to something, then it's concerning. How is he going to be inconsistent with his own life, can't take care of his own personal life, and then invite somebody else in there? Shame on him. So and then I'm going to look at how he respects others, because I believe the Bible is right. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So I'm gonna look at his respect for others, because if he has a lack of respect for others, he don't care about himself. If he doesn't care about himself, how's he gonna take care of my daughter? Red flag, get out of here, Buster. And if you don't get out of his house, I'm gonna do you like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I will throw you out. Ah! And that's all you're gonna hear, is just like this show. And then I'm gonna let Malachi get on there. We're gonna lay hands suddenly and then pray our strength in the Lord, and ask the church to forgive us for the things we thought about doing. Amen. Now, when it comes to my son, he's going to be able to get married anytime around 25, and because that's my son, and we're going to make sure that. However, I don't want no Jezebel. I don't want no witch. I don't want no woman that comes dressed like a demon. I want her to be. She can be pretty. I'm not against that, because his mom is fine. However, I need her to have something up here as well. But I need her to have a love for God in her heart, and so I need someone that's not going to just be a rollover woman for him. I need someone because he's talented, gifted. He's a strong male, that has a woman that knows who she is, and a woman that can truly be a helpmate. I need my daughter to have a man that's going to be able to cover her and protect her physically, but also spiritually. My goodness gracious, I'm preaching better than y'all saying amen. And so at the end of the day, and if they can do that, if they can, and how will I know? Again, this comes with trusting. But I believe, oh my goodness gracious, you can try the spirit by the spirit. My goodness gracious. And the old school is able to sniff out this new school and know what they're coming to the table with. And so I just believe what God has given us with discernment, we'll be able to help. Now, it's going to be up to them, I'm going to be honest, to listen to those that have already got scrapes and scratches and bruises from stupid decisions, to be able to listen to the wisdom that they're able to pour into them. So as much as wisdom that we have, it's only as good as the recipient, which would be my daughter and my son. I said a whole bunch for the parent, the daughter, the son, and the mother, the father. Y'all can sow a seed. God is going to bless you this day in Jesus' name. It's over to you, baby. Amen.
Amen. No, listen, I'm just saying we're playing no games. Okay. So I'm not going to add anything to that other than when it comes to your guys' spouses, we've been praying for them, praying to God, and we're playing no games, meaning that it's not about what we want, what we don't. But when I mean no games is that we're going to try to equip you all. And we've been trying to equip you all to have knowledge on what to look for and what to be asking for and all of that good stuff. And I'll say this too. I believe what's important to what I would like to leave with you all is like what I was just saying about being able to be who you are. I believe the individuals that God will place in your life the people that God will send your way will honor what's important to you all. And I know what's important to you all is family, and it's important to us. And I'm not asking you all to that your spouses have to be with us 24/7. If they don't like us, then they can't. But because family is so important to you all, and because family is important to us and what God has allowed us, I believe those individuals will come and add, even in a special way where God will give you your own family and that your family will be first, but it will still complement what's important to you guys. And I just believe that when God does it, there is no room for, oh, my husband wants to take me away, or my wife says I can't come and visit you guys anymore, or we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't believe God works like that when things are done right and when things are in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are some of the things too, that the things that are important to you guys, your relationships, your family, your ministry, that God will send you someone that is also in ministry, or also, they have things that are important to them, and in the way he does it, it's just like you can't even figure out how he put the pieces together. But that's why we got to let him do it. So I would say be open to what God is doing and not you all try to do it.
Amen. I agree. At the end of the day, is we believe that if we did right as parents the best we could, then you guys are going to make those decisions when those times come, and you'll do what's best for yourselves and for your past. So great question. And I pray that some family or a parent or a mother or father, or even if somebody looking to get married from that question, hopefully it will be some sound encouragement and advice to you. So great question. Great question. And just for the record, I eat chains for breakfast. I bench press cars. Okay. So if anybody's thinking about anything, okay, I climb mountains with my knuckles. My knuckles. You hear what I said? Knuckles. I climb mountains. All right. Just want to let you know what kind of dad I am. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Instead of flying to California, I run over to California. Okay.
Are you threatening the potential people that I just said God was going to put in their way?
No, I'm not. God forgive me. In Jesus' name. Continue on, please. Sorry about it.
Well, that's it. So, thank you.
Wait, Mom, you trying to say something?
No, she'll be pounding her fist. She's talking about me, and she's pounding her fist. Wait, what kind of parents are we going to be? Are we going to be the gangster ones, or are we going to be the Christians?
We got. When it comes to my kids, I don't play with my kids. Listen.
Okay, that question's over. That question's over. Get us out of here. That question's over. It's raising up something in us. Get us out of here.
Thank you guys. Like I was gonna say, they don't even play when it comes to our friends.
Nah.
So I just know it's gonna be a different level.
I'm scared when that comes.
Thank you guys for joining. We love obviously having you on our platform. And we hope that someone was able to take something from it. Oh, this is not even the end. No. Before we end this whole thing, we're asking everyone that we interviewed to give Malachi and I a 1-sentence piece of advice. Yeah. 1 sentence.
1 nugget.
But you prepared them. You didn't prepare us. You didn't send us.
Oh, yeah. But still 1 sentence.
Okay, so I'll let him. Your dad.
If I have 1 sentence for the both of you.
It's only 1 sentence.
This is 1 sentence. Here it comes. Keep God first.
I like it. I co-sign for that.
I mean, you could have elaborated.
You can elaborate.
I'm just saying, like 1 sentence, so we know the sentence. But if you want to talk about it,
no, I have nothing else to say besides that. Because if you keep God first,
everything else.
That means you're focused. Once He's no longer number one, you're no longer loving Him with all your heart, mind, and soul. Then that means your whole life is out of order. So I would just encourage you to keep God first in your marriage, in business, in ministry, in your personal lives. You just keep God where He's supposed to be. He'll make sure everything else becomes in order.
Wow.
I said it's very simple, but it's probably the most difficult thing to do because of all of the things that come at you, all the different temptations and all the different desires you may have of yourself. Sometimes keeping God first, honoring Him, reading about Him, living His ways and making sacrifices. That's the hard part. So yeah, it may sound simple what your father was saying, but it's the most difficult thing for all of us to do. But if you can do that and master that, you guys will be a force to be reckoned with. Okay. And it would be the greatest gift that you could ever give me and your dad to show your appreciation for everything that we've done is to put God first.
Wow.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us.
You God first, everyone.
This is easily our longest episode.
Yes.
Without any bloopers, this is our longest one. So I don't know if this is in 2 parts. We're just going to give it all at once. But we thank you for all of this.
Yes.
We could have took 1 question and posted it as a video and would have been enough. So we thank you guys for joining on.
You are welcome.
I said thank you for having us. You guys didn't even have to have us on your platform. We don't take anything lightly. So, yeah, we may be grown and we may be your parents and we may be doing this because you asked us. But to us, it's an honor and a privilege to even be asked to come on and to share our experience, our knowledge. So thank you for this platform. Thank you for the opportunity. Hopefully you'll have us again.
Yes, we have to.
Of course.
We have to.
I think they'd be mad if we didn't bring you guys back. So that's it. We have to say goodbye. Yeah. So thank you for joining. We will see you guys when we turn off this recording.
Yeah. For dinner.
So that is it.
Yes, that wraps up the series. This has been a long. It's kind of sad. Though we've come this way to the end of the road. That's it. I can't let go.
So we thank you and we appreciate y'all. And so to wrap it up, if you have enjoyed these series, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so that you can get notified every time we post another video. You're muted, but this is what happens behind the scenes.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having us.
Okay. So Malachi, while they're waiting, oh gosh, we can't even. This is
we're trying to get them out of here.
It keeping my mind hanging in suspicion. That's what I'm trying to
say. Malachi, so Malachi, while they're waiting for another video, what can they do?
Well, I want you guys to please be fresh, okay? Got the fade. Got the fade. Shout out to the Fable Masters. I want you guys to please be blessed, okay? And especially, you trying to figure out what to do this week? Especially, I want y'all to do your best. Man, joining to here. Let me see what they have in here. Let me be nosy. For real?